Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of BrickFeed. This week it's episode 139. I'm your host, Sakota.
I'm Mesa.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Starbreaker.
And welcome, everyone. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
I have a crippling migraine.
Aw.
I'm running off of 3 hours of sleep, hopes, dreams, and some pizza that I found.
I mean, at least the pizza's nice. I mean, hopes and
Yeah.
dreams are nice too.
Hopefully, yeah.
They forgot to put the sauce on my pizza.
Oh, you have cheese bread. I hate that.
It was like it was like they put water on instead of sauce too, so like the bread was soggy underneath the cheese.
Delicious.
I was so mad because I have been looking forward to this pizza all week. And then it arrives and it is just
Get a
wet,
refund.
floppy disappoint. I didn't get a refund because that wasn't an option, but they did give me like credit for a free pizza that I could redeem later.
Good.
You got the pizza
So-
credit.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance. I am in like extreme pain, but I'm gonna try to like inject a shot of adrenaline in him and get the pizzazz for the discussions at hand.
It's a little
Pizzazz. Pizzazz is a funny word.
It is.
Sounds like pizza.
Pizzas, plural.
pizzazz.
Pizza's. Oh no.
Oh no.
Before we
Trying to
go,
think, when was I last on BrickFeed?
It's been a while.
it has.
If-
Good question.
Because I was trying to think if I talked
3,000
about
years.
recent
Have you been
stats.
on the last Avatar one, like the first wave?
No, maybe. Did I ever talk about the
Oh,
set
you-
I
oh,
last?
No, it's not been that long. You were on the Marvel one, right? With the
Oh, yeah.
construction kind of figures.
Yeah.
Not that-
Okay. That's fair enough. Then I probably did talk about the set that I got.
Oh.
Friggin'
what set is it?
Bowser. I'm
Oh, yeah,
pretty
you
sure I
talked-
talked about
Yeah,
Bowser.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you did. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Buy it. There you go.
Yeah. It's expensive, Messa.
Buy it.
Mhm.
No. Maybe
mean-
next.
Speaking of expensive sets,
Oh, yeah, that's a good segue,
that's-
actually.
that's kind of our topic today. So
Mhm.
usually what we've done with these recent brick feeds, we've kind of had like a consistent topic. This week it's a bit different. We have like a whole bunch of like one-offs. But a very common theme here is that these are like massive. A lot of
Mhm.
them. And I think that leads perfectly into our first set today, which is set number 10307, the Eiffel Tower, with 10,001 pieces, going for $629.99, coming out 25th of November.
Big.
This thing is like
Yeah.
giant.
It's big with 18 E's.
So
It's just why.
it is very, very impressive. But
Mhm.
also, whose idea was this?
So
I mean,
according
makes
to
sense.
Lego, this is the tallest Lego set ever, and
Yeah.
it has the most pieces if you don't count the Lego world map.
Oh, it
So-
still has the most pieces? My God.
Yeah. But that's like
Yeah,
just
find
one
out.
by ones.
Yeah, it's a bunch of dots, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I think it's a zany, like wacky idea. But I also get like it definitely feels like somebody was like, we want to make the tallest Lego set. And Lego
Yeah.
was like, okay, what could do that? And they're like,
There's a very limited amount of things. you
Mount
could've done.
Everest, the Eiffel Tower.
I mean, they could do,
Eiffel
like-
Tower's easier to
State.
build.
Yeah. It's,
Burj
it's
Khalifa,
like very
Empire
few
State
things.
Building, or something like
At
that.
least
but-
the Eiffel Tower has a unique shape to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which probably makes it appealing.
Mhm.
Now I'm going to make a criticism of this set, but by which I really mean I'm criticizing life. Why is it gray? Why?
No.
I hate giant gray buildings.
I've actually heard from some people in like the online community that they wanted it to be dark tan because that's more accurate to how it looks nowadays. The Eiffel Tower.
Really? Because of like weathering?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of weathering rust.
Oh.
But
You should look the rust.
that would have needed a lot of recolors, and I
Mhm.
actually I don't have a problem with it being gray. Like it's the Eiffel Tower. It's steel. Come on, it's fine.
And I mean, also the price per part ratio is very good.
The price per part ratio is actually extremely good.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
feel
a
like if
whole
they'd
bunch
done-
of like super small beams.
yeah,
Um.
but it's an intricate build. So
Yeah.
it's had they done a bunch of recolors, it probably would have bumped up the price.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know how recolors work. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But also, of any other building they could have done, this is probably like the sturdiest they could have done. Because if they would have done like an Empire State or a big Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
maybe Statue of Liberty worked. It would have needed a lot of more pieces to fill in the gaps. So this
I'm
has-
glad it was
yeah.
this one. I think it
Mhm.
looks good. I think when you compare it to the old one, it's very
Oh, yeah.
apparent. The
I have
design.
some-
Yeah.
Pictures of the old architect. There's the architecture one and there's the old creator one. The old creator one is
Mhm.
definitely the more comparable set, but it looks like compared to this, it looks like awful. It looks like pixel art. I'll put
Wow,
it up on
that
stream
is-
right now. Yep.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
pretty whack.
When did that come out?
Give me
Not
one
long
second.
enough.
It's 2007,
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's.
but it was on shelves till 2009.
Okay.
But
That's
still,
that's
it's quite a
understandable.
while.
I mean, in those years from release to now, like building techniques have improved significantly from what
Yeah.
you really feel. So
It- Also, because you
It's
mentioned
very nice.
recolors earlier, the
Mhm.
Eiffel Tower, the new one, does have some nice one. I'm very happy about, for example, the sausage piece in dark gray, or
They
the
really like
roller
that piece.
coaster pieces in dark gray.
oh,
So
that's actually cool.
has some good pieces too. I feel like this would be a very different building experience than any other Lego set,
Mhm.
though. It looks in some areas very repetitive. It looks like very finicky. It looks like this will probably take you a very long time to build. And I think if like you buy Lego sets exclusively for the building experience, this might be like one of the better ones.
I mean, I felt that way about the globe. It's why I wanted it, and I haven't gotten it yet because I'm broke. But this just looks like that similar philosophy,
So-
like cranked up to 11.
I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
at the base of it, and it has that like not moldable, the bendable piece for
Right.
part of the arc.
Yeah.
And the few times I've used that piece, it always comes like really messed up. So, and it seems it's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna have 8. from the
Yeah.
looks of it.
That would
flex
be
tubes. Or
Mhm.
yeah. Those.
yeah. I mean, I think
I
they'll bend
I
in
love
shape.
the crisscrossing, like especially on the base. It's like the crisscrossing on the legs. It's a cool design.
It's almost
Um,
5 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
It's like 1.4 meters or something, so it's taller than some people, which is crazy.
It might be the height of one of my friends. I think it'd be funny to buy and compare, but
I always feel strange discussing like sets based off of real places or
Mhm.
real buildings because I'm just like, wow,
It looks like
that's a
that.
great design technique, really cool shaping. And I'm like, well, am I complimenting Lego or am I complimenting
The
real life
architecture.
architecture?
Yeah.
I mean, kind
It's
of both.
a good translation. That's what I will say.
It's
My big question. Oh, go
Impressive.
ahead, Zach. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I don't have too much to say on it. It's huge. It's expensive. It's impressive. Like the fact that it's structurally sound and stable.
Can we all split the cost on one and mail it to each other every other month so we can enjoy it for a few weeks and then mail it around?
I mean, how much is it again?
Too much.
600.
600.
629,
30.
Zach.
630. So split 4 ways. Too tired to do math.
One of us is international. It's gonna be around
Yeah, you don't want to ship this thing.
Yeah.
Sakota, we'll give it to you when you come to Brick Fair.
like one. It'll be like one.
We'll just put it at the centerpiece of the
160.
TTV house.
Yeah,
Which definitely will exist.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
We'll hang it from the chandelier.
Okay.
From the chandelier.
If it's next to where I'm sleeping, I'm gonna strangle somebody.
I have many thoughts on what the set represents more than the
me
actual
too.
set itself, but I'm gonna save that for another more relevant example, I think, later on of another set that's way bigger than it has any right to be.
Okay, but with this one, this clearly is like in the line of sets with the Colosseum and the Titanic.
Mhm.
Maybe the Pyramid, maybe, even though that's like way smaller.
Yeah, it feels like
But
an architecture set.
I
honestly,
wonder
but-
if like in what numbers they produce these, because like how many people buy like a Lego set this big?
Exactly. It's
I
weird.
feel like
'cause
on one hand it's not a lot, but on the other you would be surprised.
whenever I go to the Lego store, at least in my city and even Orlando, they usually have the stadium in stock, the Coliseum in stock, and there's like 2 stadiums though, I think. And I think sometimes they have the Titanic, not always.
Yeah.
And the only one that really I see any movement of is the Titanic and obviously the icon sets. So I don't know who these are made for. It's just they're really high priced. It's a very specific thing. And
I mean, I feel
I don't
like
know.
if they approach, like, I'm sure Lego has, they do the math behind the scenes. They know
No, of
like
course.
what the demand for something like that would be.
Mhm.
So I'm sure they know what they're doing. But it's
No, of course.
it's just like if you see a set like this, you think like, okay, but who has like the space for this?
I mean, the real like irony of it is I have very limited space, but for like out of most of the sets they make, I could conceivably fit this because it's vertical. Like
Yeah.
in a limited apartment space, you know,
That's
the taller
true.
something is versus how wide it is. Like, ironically, it's things like play sets and things like giant displays, or
Mhm.
God forbid, Lego Mario.
It
I
covers-
can't really fit
Dude,
it.
Lego Mario is like I have the figures out. I don't have anything else out right now. So
Yeah.
much space.
I think one
mean,
day maybe I was thinking about using Studio or something to figure out a way to do a wall mounted like level design or map
It's-
design
Oh,
style
that would be
Lego
cool.
Mario build.
It would be cool, but it's nearly impossible. Trust me.
I think it's more than doable, especially since Lego's kind of doubling down on how can we get these picture frame style builds mounted on walls? Like,
Yeah, but
Just
if they have
follow
like
some of the
pillars or
techniques
something, it might not be stable.
Yeah.
well, that's why I said like Mario map style, so not level, but like the overworld maps,
Yeah. It's
Something like out of Super Mario Brothers 3 or something. But
gosh.
anyway.
I'm just like looking at this. I'm like, who? It's like I want to go see it on Black Friday. If anybody's gonna buy this, then I think it should be out by then. Yeah.
I would love
Oh,
to
no.
see this set in person. Like from the pictures and like videos Lego has posted, it
Mhm.
looks incredibly impressive.
GTV house, I'm telling you. That's our only hope. We could split the cost of every set and enjoy it. It'd be great.
Or we gosh.
I mean, yeah.
And then what do we do
yeah.
with it after Meso? Who's gonna take it? Are we just gonna split it into 4 chunks and everybody leaves with one?
We could.
Yes.
I mean, if it was a TTV house, we could just put it in a mocking parts bin.
Yeah,
Zach,
but then
you
that
don't put the
defeats the-
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
in the
we
mocking
don't
parts
pay
bin.
$630 for a giant block of gray in a parts bin.
Well, that's the thing is it's a giant block of
I mean,
gray.
the
so,
price per piece is
like,
good.
Yeah,
It is good. It is very
you
good.
can get a second one for the parts bin. How about that? But that's your money. It's not the one we split.
Fine. The one we split, we'll keep on display. We'll get a display case for it eventually. Like donate it to a local museum or something if we're sick of it.
TTV museum. We can have great things in there, like one of LJ's masks and the Eiffel Tower.
Well,
That's it.
speaking of having your own apartment.
Exactly. Thank you. That was a good segue because I know how to move to the next one.
There's a gift with purchase going on with the Eiffel Tower. It's the 40579 Eiffel's apartment. I think the exact conditions are not known yet. At least when I compiled everything.
When
it
I
has
checked
228 pieces. And it's like a little apartment built with the creator of the Eiffel Tower, basically.
Yeah. When I look on the Lego website, it just says $20 gift with purchase, nothing else. So
yeah,
I don't think we know how to get it yet.
But it's a very nice gift with purchase. It's like
It's a little
very
tiny
fitting. It has I like it has a lot of stickers.
Yeah.
For that interior wallpaper, but it looks very nice.
And it can be yours for the low price of buying the Eiffel Tower set.
I mean, we don't know that, but probably.
But
that would be funny.
I think using the revolver pieces for the Eiffel Tower's leg is very creative.
Yeah, that mini model of the Eiffel Tower.
It's really nice.
Honestly, I kind of like this more than the Eiffel Tower in a way.
I mean, it's a little tiny nice set. You know, displayable in a corner or something, and it isn't 5 feet tall.
Yeah, it's more practical.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I would like to see more stuff kind of like this. Small little display sets that we can have like famous people doing things.
I think there was a Lego Ideas contest or something like that with like science sets, and I think the winner was like, I'm not 100% sure, but like Galileo's office or something.
Yes, something like that, I think.
Galileo! Sorry.
So that could be something like that if you like that kind of set. But yeah.
Just nice and small.
Does anyone have anything else on the Eiffel Tower?
Not really.
It's neat. More gray than Star Wars.
More gray.
Oh my god.
That's
and it's just one color.
It's darker gray than Star Wars.
No, we have Star Wars has 2 shades of gray. All right,
Yeah.
it has light gray and dark gray. Don't
gray,
don't disrespect
and
Star Wars
black.
like that.
Yeah, I'm the only one that does that.
Hear me out. Hear me out, right? Rust-Oleum spray paint.
No, stop.
Heretic.
All right, we should move
Okay,
on.
I think we should move on then. The next one is actually a Lego Idea set. It's the 21337 table football with 2,339 pieces going for $249.99. It's available right now if you want it.
Woo.
This one
Unironically, really like it.
No, yeah,
I've seen a lot of discussion about this one. Specifically
it's weird that
about
it
two
exists.
things. I mean, it won a Lego Ideas contest, so that's kind of like why it exists. What I think is that I like the big discussion point is one that it's only like 2 rows of of players per team, which the original submission was more. And there was an interview on BrickFeed with the designers of the set where they talked a lot about like why that wasn't possible and why they ended up with like this version, which I highly recommend checking out. They bring up like very interesting points you don't really think about. For example, like the length of the longest Technic axle being like a limiting factor. Yeah. So it's a very interesting read. But the other point I've seen a lot is like this set comes with so many minifigure and minifigure pieces. But why this set?
It is a weird choice, yeah. Because it's a lot. I'm looking at the picture now. And it's just like there's a bunch of heads and a bunch of hair you can't really use. It's kind of sitting there. You need bodies for it.
So
it is
the
nice
idea
for sake
is
of
nice.
recreating like
it's
your
super nice.
favorite teams or like recreating family members or friends or whatever. I like that there is a lot of minifigure variety here.
Yeah, they have a lot of like
Especially
diversity too, with like skin colors, different like hairstyles. There's a lot there you can do.
I do like that, but I also can't help but feel a little bit frustrated that this is coming in a like it's just now coming and only in a table basically like a $250 set. Because I imagine there's a lot of people out there that have wanted to do something like, or see something like a minifig pack where it just comes with a bunch of minifigure heads and accessories. And I understand that for some people, it's an option to go to a Lego store. You can do the minifig builder there.
Mhm.
But, you know, me, for example, I used to live in Eastern Washington. I live in North Dakota now. I don't live anywhere close to a Lego store. I've
Oof.
not had that option or ability for basically my entire life. And so seeing something like this come to regular retail and it's included in a foosball table rather than,
Well, I mean, what else
you
would
know
you
what I mean?
prefer? Like a bus, a train? That would
No,
cost
like
around the same.
literally what I just said, just a minifigure accessory pack.
But have they, other than the battle pack type things, I know that they've done for Ninjago and Star Wars. Like
No, I know that they haven't done them in the past. I'm saying that I wish that the broken precedents could have happened where they come out with a set that is just, hey, have a bunch of minifigures, maybe give them some accessories. It's just, you know, that's what it is. Customize them however you want, have a bunch of different hair pieces, head molds, t-shirts, different clothes, etc., etc. But I don't know. I like the foosball table because I think it's a cool little build. Yeah, I'm sad it's not a little bigger, but my biggest gripe is there's finally a set that has well over like a dozen different heads and hair pieces of different styles and variety and diversity, and you have to go out of your way to buy this massive cost sink of $250 to buy a foosball table in order to get them. And I'm sure for some people that's definitely worth it. But for me personally, it's a bit much.
Yeah, I just think it's like I just wonder like why they wanted to like the foosball table is like the set that's the main thing of the set, but like why is this set also like a minifigure builder?
Mhm.
And I've
I don't
seen
know.
theories online. I don't know if it's true or not, but the theory was that like this was originally supposed to be bigger because it had like was supposed to have more rows of like players. Which is why it was at a higher price point, and Lego price points are usually decided like in advance, and then they had to like get to that price point after deciding it's only like 2 rows of players, and that's why that like side build is included. Which I don't know if that's true, but it's kind of like it kind of
It would
sounds
make a lot of sense.
plausible. Yeah.
It would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's cool that it's a playable football table. That's cool.
Yeah.
The figures are great. The price isn't that bad for like modern Lego since the price increases.
yeah, it's not terrible. It's within the ballpark, which
Yeah.
is good enough for me. Yeah, my biggest gripe is just that it's a minifigure accessory set that you have to pay the full price of the foosball table for.
Yeah.
That said, I know that there's a ton of people that are going to buy this exclusively for those minifigs. So,
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone have any more thoughts about this one, or should we move on to the next topic?
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Not much else to say.
We're
Here,
staying
here.
with Lego Ideas for a bit because we got the results for the next round of the Lego Ideas review. And we actually got 4 winners this time, which is quite uncommon. The first one is the Orient Express by Let's Go. We have Tales of the Space Age by John Carter. We have Lego Insects by Hachiroku24. And the Polaroid One Step SX70 by Mini Brick Productions. I think these were very interesting Lego Ideas results.
I agree.
I agree.
They are very like uncommon. There's no license, no sitcom.
But we could have had the
Which I
UCS
appreciate.
toilet.
I mean, the
I very much
Polaroid is
appreciate
kind
it.
of
Oh,
a
the toilet.
license, but it's different.
The
We
Polaroid
lost
is
it.
cool.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah, the Polaroid looks
insects are
really
a good
good.
build.
It's
That'll
a
have a lot of
novelty item
general
rather
purpose.
than like, oh, I want this like
IP.
Yeah.
IP or this. I want
Yeah.
this spaceship from this movie or whatever
Mhm.
else. Like it's nice seeing something that's a little bit out there, but still really really neat for collector purposes.
I agree.
I talked to this with Leo before the podcast a bit. I really like the Tales of the Space Age builds.
Mhm.
They look
Oh, yeah.
very
Really nice.
pleasing and they are pretty simple, but they look so nice. I could see like Lego adapt that one like very close to the
To the
submission.
original models. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I like that one a lot.
I like
Polaroid It's also
yeah,
very good.
Polaroid's it's very nice. It's a compact, nice build. I want to pick up the bugs. I like the bugs.
The
I hate
bugs are
bugs in
very
real
cool.
life.
Yeah,
but they look cool. I know they've
I
done the
just-
birds a while ago, and
oh man, I love the Metro Mantis.
that was the other one. Explode.
I value stuff that stands out as
Mhm.
being just a very good original idea that wouldn't likely ever receive a set without like that was the initial purpose of Lego ideas. Right? It was like
Mhm.
creative things that don't fit into the original sets. This stuff's a good example of that. I've grown increasingly fatigued with licenses.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I
no,
want them out.
100% I was because a couple not months ago, I guess in the last year of all the ideas results, I was just like very bored. I'm like, okay, there's like half of these are licenses, or a fourth of them are, and really don't care for any of this. I want to see something unique and fun.
After I saw half of the submissions were basically like, oh, it's this TV show, and
Oh, it's
like,
this
come
game.
on,
Oh, it's
like-
this. It's like
I don't know. Especially we've got the Two Friends sets, the Seinfeld set, and then there's
Well,
the
only-
Office set, and it's
only
like,
one of the friends sets was a
Ideas
ideas.
set,
The other
yeah.
the other one was just
Oh.
made by Lego, and that honestly might happen with the other shows, but we don't know.
and that's definitely valid, but it still to me added to the fatigue of like,
Mhm.
okay, it's cool, and I'm happy for the people that are interested, but not for me.
I mean, those sets sell really well usually. So
Yeah,
the
sure.
from
Friends
what
set
we
was
heard,
really
the Friends
noteworthy.
set did like sell exceptionally well.
Mhm. That's why they made a second one, and I'm assuming the Office set is doing the same.
Gonna be this way.
We haven't talked about the train a lot, but I'm sure like Lego train community is
Yeah, well,
very happy about getting a
I
train.
think-
the
It is
Orient
I think-
Express.
the train fans are feral.
I think
It's,
they'll
it's a
be happy
train.
if it fits on the tracks. 'Cause
Yeah.
that wasn't the issue with the UCS
the Hogwarts
one.
Express.
It didn't
Yeah.
fit. So as long as this fits on the tracks, it should be fine, and
Yeah.
it'll do well. If it doesn't, all hell
Spoiler
breaks
alert.
loose.
So one last thing about Lego ideas that might be of interest for the people watching this channel. The next round of Lego Ideas review has one thing for the Bionicle fans. The next round has the Great Spirit robot in it. So
I can't wait for disappointment. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh,
Well,
I mean,
not
we'll
really,
see.
but
We'll see what
we'll
happens.
see.
we'll
I
just-
can't handle it again. But I'm gonna have to handle it again.
Yeah, you always gotta handle it, Messa. Let's be real.
Yeah.
From like the quick glance on here, I see like maybe 4 or 5 licenses. No, wait, no, never mind. There's way more. I just saw them on the right.
I will say them approving 4 sets in one batch does bode well for our chances.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but then that
I think-
happens sometimes, and there's like one time. You know,
yeah,
it's-
it varies a
could be
lot.
toss-up.
I feel like because I think they mentioned a while back that they wanted to expand the ideas team or expand ideas.
Mhm.
They're doing a lot of contests now too, like the Dungeons and Dragons contest that was just like on Lego Ideas, which
Mhm.
one set is gonna come out of. So
That's cool.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll move on to the next set. Next up, we got set number 80110, Lunar New Year display. We got these at a like presentation or conference in China, together with some other Lunar New Year sets. This one has 872 pieces and goes for $89.99. Comes out
Very
January
pretty.
10th. It's very pretty. Yeah.
It is very pretty. I
It's
like.
very
I love the
pretty.
colors.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
colors are really nice. I like the fish.
When I saw this, I wasn't like they look very nice. I wasn't sure like what it is exactly. And according to their description, it says like create 2 spectacular Lunar New Year display models packed with traditional festive symbols with this colorful Lego set. So apparently these are like traditional Chinese symbol for like New Year's celebration, I guess.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know.
Yeah, I don't know
about the
either,
topic.
but
I'm not gonna pretend
Um,
either. They look nice though.
but that's what the description said.
Nice.
Yeah, they look nice, and I hope that to the target demographic, this is something that's very pleasing and
Yeah.
see, because I legitimately hope that this sells well, because I would love to see more stuff like this in the future too. I really like what I'm looking at.
I
We've
love
been
the like
consistently getting this every year, right?
yeah,
Like
we're
the
getting
Lunar
some
New Year
kind
stuff.
of New Year set every year. They are
Which
very
is good.
different though,
Mhm.
sometimes. But yeah.
No, yeah, they're very different and they're nice though. So
Yeah. I love the flower build in the
Mhm.
right
Oh,
one.
it does look really cool.
It
It
looks so
definitely
cool.
stands out.
It has also like some super cool art usages. They use like that splash piece from Lego City, which is like action feature. As like part of the flower, which is super smart.
Mhm.
The clouds from Monkey Kid in gold add some nice detailing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Very much a fan, and I applaud the originality. I
Yeah.
will say that.
Okay. Do we go to the next one?
Yep.
Next up is set number 80111, Lunar New Year Parade.
This
one
one's my jam.
Mhm.
Big rabbit.
Big.
Big Chungus.
Big
No.
chungus. Big chungus. Big
Why
chungus.
would you get them started?
I like the Lego dragon in the back.
Yeah,
I like
this,
the big chungus in the front.
No.
this has a lot of cool details. It's like some kind of festival parade wagons, but all of them are very unique. Like the first one with the rabbit, the second one has like drums and instruments, and the third one is like Lego themed, which I assume might be for the anniversary, I guess. Might relate to
Yeah.
that.
Probably.
But they're all very nice builds. Very cool shaping.
There's a lot of minifigures in this, which I
Yes.
suppose, considering the price, that's definitely warranted.
Mhm. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It adds up.
Oh yeah, I didn't read the piece count. It's 1,653 pieces, going for $129.99.
Which is a good price per part, I will say.
The euro price is a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
$99.99.
The
Yeah.
between the gal up on the cloud bit for the float there, the kid off to the left with the he's holding a stick there, and then the guy with the camera down at bottom center. I thought this was a Monkey Kids for a second,
Yeah, honestly.
because
This-
they have all got those same hair pieces, and
the Lego float comes with 3 minifigures that are inspired to all Lego themes, I
Yes. And
believe. It's really cool.
one of them is very special for Lego fans
Mm-hmm.
because let me get the picture.
I think I already know which one you're going to mention. So
The
wait for you to put
spaceman.
it. Mhm.
The spaceman has a purple spaceman helmet and a purple air tank, which now gives us all the pieces to make a purple spaceman if you combine them with like the pieces from the collectible minifigure series.
Mhm.
Huh.
So you can finally have your purple spaceman.
heck yeah, I love me some purple.
Yep, it's really nice. I'm kind of glad that they're doing that.
Yeah.
They'll throw them into some random set someday, though. So it'll be fun.
Another fun thing
Mhm.
about the minifigures is like they have these giant masks that I think
Mhm.
use like the Thanos head with different
Yeah,
printing,
that's what it looks like.
which is like a super creative thing.
Yeah.
So I just always love these Chinese New Year sets. They have so cool part usages, such cool details, such a different style.
Yeah.
I've never got one of them, but I really should.
Yeah, I've always seen them. I'm like, man, I might pick one up, and then I don't.
Yeah.
I'm very glad they exist for what they bring to the table, and this one's definitely one of my favorite ones that I've seen, mainly because of Big Chungus, but also because of cool minifigures.
Mhm.
At a rough count, I think it comes with 18 minifigures, right?
Um,
Let me see if
Toa of plastic. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it says 18 on the Lego website.
oh, okay, nice.
Toa of plastic in the patron chat. There seems to be minifigs of people cosplaying the Monkey Kid characters,
Yes,
Oh.
and I
that's actually-
definitely think that
no,
is
that is
true.
exactly what it is. It says Lego performers dressed as Monkey Kid, a pirate, an astronaut, and a knight.
Oh, that makes sense.
There's Monkey
Okay.
Kid. There's Tang. There's May.
There's a girl with May's hair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying earlier.
No, it's only Monkey Kid, not everybody else. Those are just
But it's
coincidences.
literally that's literally
It's
Tang
literally
in the bottom left.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's mainly just MK.
That's a smart
Yeah.
idea, though. You can
Yeah.
reuse those pieces. You put those who know. For them, it's a
Mhm.
nice reference. for other
If you
people.
know,
It is
you
nice.
know.
Yeah.
It is very nice.
Okay.
Gosh, it's really
And-
cool though.
Yeah, I really like the set a lot.
Oh, it's a built together set, so you can split it up between 3 people.
Yeah, you can build the 3 wagons individually.
That's cool. I always forget they do that. I build all my Lego alone.
Okay.
Should get
we
in
have-
on the blood pact I'm making with Mesa.
I'm good.
A blood pact.
He doesn't even know.
about
You
this.
don't remember?
I've been through a lot recently, man. What are you referring
We
to?
spent like half an hour talking about like, okay, we'll go 50-50 on a set. You get it first so you can build it, and then when you're bored, you'll send it to me.
Oh yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Fair enough.
And now we could split it 3 ways.
I listen, Dark Talk Nova. It's been a time. I'm tired. I want to sleep.
He's a skeleton
I've
too.
had
He
a-
can't exactly do blood packs traditionally. It's more like a bone pact, which it doesn't have a lasting impression. You know,
November has not been kind to me. I forget
Mhm.
what's going on.
Well, you see, that blood pack would really save you some money, which leads
Money.
perfectly into the next set.
Yeah,
Which is set
flawless
number
segue.
40648, the money tree.
Flawless
money
segue.
tree.
With
Money
336 pieces going for
That's a good price to
$24.99.
front ratio.
Also, like a
I
pretty
like this set
cheap
a lot.
set to
Yeah.
get, just like in general. Yeah, I like it a lot
Yeah,
too.
good.
It looks very nice. It's pretty simple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a quaint little display build. I could see someone grabbing it and like throwing it
hope-
into a big old modular display or something. Or
I hope that like the coins and little 1x2s are prints. Do we know that? Can you tell from the pictures?
I'm looking at it on the Lego website. Give me one moment. They look like prints, yeah.
they
That's
they
good.
look like prints.
That's
Usually
good.
you can see like a defining
Yeah.
edge if it's a sticker. So
I wouldn't want to have to sticker all of them.
No.
yeah, that,
So those the little orange fruit is supposed to be tangerines.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a nice
I don't know
use
what
of
else it would
pumpkin
have been,
piece.
honestly. Yeah, it was a smart use. 14 red envelopes, 10 coins, 20 tangerines. That is nice.
Yeah,
It is over 6 inches high. Okay.
it's a good price per piece too.
Mhm.
It's like generally a good price. Like probably the cheapest Chinese New Year set we've gotten.
It comes out on December 25th in the US as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I buy this money tree and plant it in the backyard,
That only works in Animal Crossing, sorry.
Nice. Think of how
But
many
it's,
Eiffel Towers we could buy.
Now,
If we
think about
farmed
how
money
many
trees.
how many of the next set we can buy. A
No.
very
Very few.
big set.
The
Very
set I
few.
wanted to talk about.
You mean the next set, 76210 Hulkbuster with
Okay.
4,049 pieces going for
okay,
$549.99.
Okay, time to perk myself up. This is why I wanted to be on this episode. I do have things to say about this Hulkbuster.
This thing is big.
Does anyone want to go first?
You go
Meso,
first.
You go
Meso.
first. Yeah.
I know you're excited about this.
Of all the sets in the last, I don't know, 10 years, that might be overselling it. 5 years. This is the one I'm the most confused about the thought process that went into designing the set. I don't know why this exists. I'm genuinely confused. There have been so many Hulkbuster models already across a variety of like prices and sizes, etc., and they were actually made during a time where the Hulkbuster was a relevant piece of iconography. It isn't like the Wakanda Forever themed, well, I guess not really Wakanda Forever themed, but like the Black Panther bust, which was coincidentally or on purpose timed with the release of Wakanda Forever. This is just kind of here. The Hulkbuster has not been in media since 2018. Why is this being made, and why is it so big?
Why?
Like, genuine question. And I imagine there must be one individual out there. Otherwise, it would have never gotten focus tested into production. But I would love to meet the person who was like, on my Lego wish list, I really want a $550 mech. I really want just a giant modular building sized mech. I don't know who that person is, but I would like to shake their hand and ask them about their financial decisions in life. Also, this might be more of a subjective take. This looks ugly. I'm sorry.
It's wide.
It's too wide. It's too flat. It's too awkwardly shaped. It's too tall.
It's very disproportionate, and I think it's like the main reason for that is to allow for the feature, which is fitting in the Iron Man figure,
which I will admit,
which is
a
cool
feature.
But is it worth it to make your $550 set look weird?
To me, it's what was designed first. Was it the feature of being able to put Iron Man in there, or
possibly
everything else? And then they're like, "Oh, we can manipulate the body a little, make it wider to fit him in." Like, was it an afterthought?
I doubt that it was an afterthought because, following
I
something like that out is hard.
I think it was an in tandem decision. I definitely think that in my brain it loses points for having the disproportionate torso and like the head's the wrong size, the shoulders aren't at the right angle. It is a genuinely impressive build. This shows that we can have articulate, statuesque, massive Titan builds that are just huge piece counts that get an insane amount of detail in there. This shows that this is not only something that's doable, but it's doable in set form. You don't have to mock this yourself. You can, there's opportunity for this to be sold in the future.
But
between the weirdness of the scale, between the massive price tag on this thing, but like Hulkbuster not being media relevant, like Meso said, I'm in the same boat. Why does this exist?
I mean, I'm gonna be my usual buzzkill nature, which is like my shtick at this point. Okay, cool, this exists. It can prove that large mechs can be made, but if they look like this, I don't want them to be made.
I mean,
I would take this is me being pedantic. Same old conversation as ever. I would take a $100 mech that was well designed, looked cool, and had bendable knees, than a $550 mech that looks like whack and greebly as hell and doesn't have bendable knees. Is it a good engineering thing? 100% it is. as a thing I would want to buy, never in a million years would I ever contemplate buying something like this that's just going to stand there and do nothing.
He's just
standing
there.
He's just menacingly. Like I criticize $90 mechs when they don't have bendable knees because I'm a Bionicle fan who's used to articulation in his figures. I'm not expecting a set like this to have bendable knees. That's an impossibility. But like it's because it's so vastly outside of its scope. Now maybe I'm just looking at it the wrong way, like you said, and it's like statuesque, kind of like these titans of being. You know, maybe I just need to view this like a modular, and I'm like, well, I don't criticize modulars for just being things you sit there and stand, but like modulars have interiors with design spaces and cool Easter eggs and minifigures to create scenarios. This mech literally just stands there. Literally. And maybe he can raise up his hand until the joints atrophy and the weight causes it to fall down.
For me, the issue is like, okay, you're gonna make it like this massive display set. That's cool. But then it should like look extremely movie accurate, and the proportions don't line up as like the way they should because of the Iron Man feature. And at that point, I'd say like that feature harms it more than it helps.
Is that figure still being sold?
Yeah,
the Iron Man figure. Sold. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Toa of Plastic pointed out, like, I have no idea why they would specifically develop such a big and expensive set to be compatible with a very experimental set like the Iron Man figure. And that's really a good point. It's experimental. The Iron Man figure was Lego's first like modern foray into like the large scale, quote unquote, construction styling. They've done it on the smaller scale a few times with the Marvel Mechs, SCCBS, and the Nexonites figures. But this was kind of their first like evolution of that up to a larger, more traditional scale. Cool. Did it need $550 DLC? Which is basically what it is. Like, I own the set. I like the set. I'm not gonna buy this just because it works. Like, I don't get me wrong. I'm being a jerk. It's cool that it works with it.
It's cool,
right? It's cool. It's a cool feature. It's just strange to me. More than the torso, even. Like, what's up with the shoulders? Like,
they're not slanted at the right angle.
No, they're really not. They're meant to be down, like, on the arms to beef up the arms. Maybe they can move on a swivel joint, and the pictures just aren't showing that. I admittedly have not looked at a review to see if they can, but I figure they might be able to. But the fact that they're fixed at a horizontal positioning, it also kind of makes it look weird.
I wonder
because that's not how the Hulkbuster works.
I wonder if, because they already did a big Hulkbuster set, right? A couple of years ago, the $250 one. Did that one like sell super well, and that's why they did this? Or
I mean, yes, like Iron Man's incredibly popular.
Iron Man is like very popular at Lego sets.
The Hulkbuster was a big pop as a Marvel fan who was like in the thick of it when Age of Ultron was coming out. The Hulkbuster was like the thing in that movie people wanted to see. And I think it was very good for advertising, but I think it was underutilized. And I think it was underutilized in Infinity War even more. So I think it's mainly the idea of it and the fact that it's a recognizable piece of like marketing that really sells it home more than anything else. But like, wow, I was just reading Brickset's reviews and this is their comparison. My God.
Yeah, let me get that.
The bag, it looks fat.
Has a diaper.
Diaper man. Dude, the absurdity of this set is single-handedly curing my migraine. I can feel my pain like ebbing away because I look at that and I'm like, oh.
Here, guys, look, I fixed it in MS Paint.
I mean, yeah, why? He looks like he has Hordika feet.
See, if I got this, I would modify the heck out of it. I would remove the feature to throw in the Iron Man set, like the normal one, put it into the body. I would probably maybe make a downscaled version of that set, maybe, so it would work. But past that, I would just want to focus solely on making it look as close to the movie version as possible. Because at this point, you're already missing. You're missing. Yeah, you're paying that much. You're missing leg articulation. You're getting minimal arm articulation. I honestly don't even care if the arms move all that well if I'm getting it to look how it does in the movie, because I'm not buying this to play with it. I'm buying it to build it and look at how awesome it is. Mm-hmm. And this is by no means an uncool set, but holy diaper, baby.
Does the what's it called? Is the plaque printed or is it a sticker again?
I think
it's
probably still a sticker. Yeah, it's still a sticker.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna do something I rarely do, and I'm gonna quote BrickSet's article because I think they put it very well in their conclusion of their review. Say, Lego fans are sometimes guilty of hyperbole, particularly when criticizing sets. However, I feel comfortable in saying this is among the weakest modern direct-to-consumer sets. The copious major inaccuracies are totally unacceptable at this scale, and the Hulkbuster's design is severely compromised to accommodate 76206 Iron Man figure, which was certainly not worthwhile. Yeah. The enormous scale of the Hulkbuster is impressive, although even that creates issues because its sheer weight leaves little opportunity for articulation. Ultimately, this version of the Hulkbuster offers very few positive attributes, which makes the price seem even more ridiculous.
The reviews on Lego.com also are very much not favorable.
I could go buy PS5. On the other hand, I could go buy the diaper baby.
Yeah.
Would I rather get a Series X or an upgrade for $20 set?
It's just weird. And again, I don't want to insult necessarily the individual work of the designers, because I'm not going to look at this and say there was not a degree of engineering skill to get this thing to exist and to be like functional as a product.
True.
Is it like the worst
effort?
Set?
Yeah. I think the problem with this set is like the direction.
Yes.
The problem is like making a $550 Hulkbuster that has to fit that other figure, but because of that, like you're not gonna be able to make it look like in the movie. And
like they could have downscaled this to $400 or maybe even $300 and made it movie accurate, and scrapped the function.
Yes.
And people would like rave about it.
Absolutely.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, shoot, if that were the case, I probably would consider buying it.
It's just bizarre.
It's a very weird situation. I feel like they're experimenting with Marvel right now. I feel like the Black Panther bust was another one of those experiments. I think they are trying to find their niche for Marvel, which sets that are like the UCS Star Wars sets.
Yeah, I mean the buildings do really well.
I understand why they're going through a bit of a crisis with superheroes right now,
and like DC is nothing.
You can talk about DC. DC's a fun discussion, but in like even Marvel is going through a crisis because they've mined a lot of Infinity Saga stuff. They've done a lot of comic stuff, and I think they're now just kind of like, well, we want to make sets for the characters that are being used in modern movies because those are what's in the public consciousness of toys right now. And that eliminates a lot of characters who they may not even have like the licensing rights to use, although I don't think that's the case.
I mean,
they might just not want to do it, like there are very few X-Men sets like in general. There's I don't think any Fantastic Four sets. They're weirdly resistant against making sets for the Disney Plus shows for reasons I'm not fully clear on, but they only did the collectible minifigures. And considering Marvel's output recently, which has been I would argue, mostly shows, or at the very least 50-50 to their movies, that is a large, that's a large reduction in the amount of sets they can make until they get around to maybe making sets based off those. So they're probably mining for other ideas, and this is what we're seeing the results of. I don't know if it'll work. I really don't.
They have
they
been
have-
making sets for like Wakanda Forever, Thor.
Yeah. They seized the chance for movies, but the movies are few and far between now because they're peppered amongst shows.
I mean, there's still like 2 movies a year, right? Or like maybe even 3, which is what we had before, like Infinity War.
Good
I
point.
would like to see them capitalize on making sets themed around the shows, because I know we got those minifigures that were based on What If, but I would love to see like actual sets based off of those as well. Because I mean, I guess there was the
we
Sicarian.
had
we had
some
What
What
If
If sets. Yeah.
What If
we,
was
Yeah,
the
now I'm
only
remembering
show
there was a
they-
couple sets for that too, but
we didn't get
like
any
WandaVision,
WandaVision.
Westview Home, like building set, gold, Moon Knight, Construction, Khonshu versus like Amit, gold.
yeah,
Falcon and Winter Soldier, not really so much there in terms of iconography. Maybe the truck fight, Loki,
or at least just getting the minifigure of the new Captain
TVA.
America out there.
Loki, literally anything. They could do a TVA. They could do the smoke monster, like
Oh
anything.
man, for real.
Hawkeye. They could have like the battle at the what was the place called in New
At
York?
Central Park.
No, it was
Rockefeller
Central Park.
Center.
in New York. Yeah, Rockefeller Center. Battle at
Yeah.
Rockefeller Center. They could have like the big tree.
Lego store.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, I don't
man.
think is it still there? I think they moved it.
That would, yeah. Those are all really good potential ideas.
I feel they're trying to walk the fine line with the superhero stuff. They recognize a lot of the people who are into it are older, and so they're trying to capitalize on that by making giant sets. Then they have the younger kids where they're like, okay, well, you get mechs, and now there's like mechs of very different scales, and I don't know. I think there's a middle ground of like affordable non-mech sets that aren't really being capitalized on.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, the
just speaking of the big sets, I think they're trying to find like their niche, because like the UCS Star Wars sets is less like, okay, we're building a giant version of some Star Wars vehicle. With Marvel, that's a bit more like complicated. I think they're testing the waters right now, what goes and what doesn't. And I feel like what goes are like the buildings, Daily Bugle, the Sanctum.
Yeah,
I don't know if the Black Panther bust is doing that well, but I think that's a cool set.
I think it will do well on sole virtue of it being used to like memorialize.
I don't think it's something you can replicate in other sets that well.
No.
The Thor hammer, I haven't seen
Bad.
other people who really like it.
Bad.
Gray slab. If like I said last time we talked about it, if it came in that metallic silver color, like that plated kind of color that they use for a lot of like gold, I would have totally picked it up. But the fact that it's just a flat slate gray chunk, they didn't even do like the webbing cracks with like the glowing blue, like for
for
like
Jane
for
Foster's
Jane's hammer. Yeah, like that would have been something at least, but price per part, something.
Mhm.
I don't know what they could do, but this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it.
Well, speaking of giant collectible sets, we have set number 75331, the Razor Crest from Star Wars. 6,187 pieces, going for $599.99.
Star Wars yawn. Oh wait, I actually watched The Mandalorian. I can comment on this.
Big gray ship, but very accurate, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Mhm.
I'll cut him some slack this time because The Mandalorian is it's very popular and this is iconic, and I think it's a good portrayal of the vehicle.
Yes.
I think it's good to release this while the Mando is in the public consciousness.
They also have
I
a
agree.
very good interior for this, so I definitely would say it's not like a boring build or anything.
Yeah.
They have
And I
lots of
believe
detail.
the two new minifigures, right? Quail and The blue guy, I forget his name.
The bit of yellow also helps on the ship.
Yeah.
It does.
Like splash it up.
Mando is also kind of new. He has like more details than his
Okay.
regular set versions. But I mean,
Yeah.
still.
I like the little buildable. I forgot the little
The
alien
Blurg.
monster. The Borg, yeah. I like that build. It's nice.
I do think that, especially since we, I guess not too terribly recently, but somewhat recently got the other Razor Crest build, looking at this, it's like, okay, yeah, it's just same but bigger.
Yeah.
So that is definitely nice, but for me, it's also kind of like, it's just the big version.
I mean,
So when I heard this set was coming, when I thought the way to justify its size would be to make it the definitive Mandalorian experience. I remember when this set was first leaked, all I could think was, okay, it's gonna have like every character. It's gonna have like Mando. It's gonna have his guild leader friend. It's gonna have Cara Dune. It's gonna have the droid.
Is that a realistic expectation? I mean, no UCS set is like filled with minifigures usually.
For $600.
They should be, but
yeah,
it might not be the norm, but I feel like in this case, I think that's what they should have done, even if you had to pare down the size of the ship to accommodate it, because you would replicate the different scenes from the show that the ship was involved in, including the characters who rode in it. And I think that's how you would have really hooked people into getting it who may have already had the smaller version. I know, like, I wish Haley was here to talk about it, because Haley was considering buying it if it had, like, the characters from the show, because they wouldn't have another opportunity to get them in minifigure form. And when it was revealed that it was only, basically, like, those two guys, and the blue guy of all people who appeared in, like, two episodes.
To be fair, like, Greef Karga and Cara Dune never really rode the Razor Crest, right?
Yeah.
They were never on board of the ship.
They would always get near it. The
blue guy was.
The blue guy was, and Quail was as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad he's there. He's the best part here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If you're gonna appeal to people, obviously this has a certain audience of like the big ship audience. But
I think the UCS collectors are very happy about the set. It has some cool building techniques. It's very accurate. It's a ship that's very popular, so, and the interior is very nice. Like, there are a lot of references to different episodes of the show.
It is definitely nice. I do feel that just it's not a failing on the designer's part. It's a failing on, I think, just having to translate the ship itself to set form. The interior is very thin and cramped, and so for minifigures being the way that they are with Lego, I do feel the interior suffers even still, despite the fact that it's more spacious than the original set. But because, yes, you can fit in more of those references and such, but it still feels very cramped. It doesn't feel natural, them standing there.
I don't think we've ever gotten any Star Wars ship with a better interior, though.
What about the UCS Millennium Falcon?
That one had, like, was disconnected, the interior, which I didn't like that much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
I'll say that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah. Price is
I mean, that's all I got.
Fine, I guess. I mean,
it's pretty reasonable.
Normal,
TBH. It's on track. Does it feel inflated?
I think this is a perfectly, like, fine Star Wars UCS set. It's great for people who like the ship.
I agree.
All right, we got one more set for today, and some gifts with purchase. We have the this year's Winter Village set, the 10308 Holiday Main Street, with 1,514 pieces, going for $99.99.
I am a sucker for the snow on roof effect they do from time to time.
Yeah,
it
looks
makes
very
me
nice.
smile.
It's nice.
I would not have
quaint.
I would not have expected this to have that many pieces. Doesn't look like it.
No,
but the price is very fair. So
yeah.
I would actually consider getting this. I'm a sucker for Christmas stuff.
I
mean,
you're
they
just
have
like
the music
holiday
shop.
They
stuff
have a
also.
winter village set every
You're right.
year. I think this is one of the nice. Like this is definitely one of the good ones. The train is cool. The two buildings are pretty small, but they have nice interiors too. So I think this is definitely a good.
Very
winter
much a
village set.
fan. I don't have much to say on it, but I like it, and I would actually buy it if I had money.
Ouch, money. Oh, he has the funny hat. I don't want that. I own that hat. A similar one.
Which hat? Do you mean?
The red one.
Oh,
The
yeah.
kid.
Oh, we love the red one.
I hate you.
My favorite biological set, the red one.
I hate you.
Does anyone have more thoughts on this set or?
It's good.
Not really. It's nice. I like the
It's
little
good.
trolley.
Okay. So, when you're at your Christmas shopping, there are 2 more gifts with purchase you can get right now, which I think are pretty interesting. There's the set number 40564, the Winter Elf Scene with 372 pieces, which you get if you purchase sets for over $170, euros, or pounds. They had a very similar one last year with like the ice skating. But this one's pretty nice. I like the 2D effect of like the background. With the trees.
It has, I believe, it has an effect that you can make the elf
Yeah, you can-
on the ice spin.
You can make him move. There's like a gear.
Yeah,
Fun.
I
It's
like when
very
they put
cool.
those things in.
It's a very cute addition, especially for people that are going to be scooping up any other Christmas themed
Yeah.
sets. Like this is going to be something they're like, awesome! I'll put it right next to them. So it's clever and I like it.
Yeah, that's usually what they do. They have one for Christmas for people doing their Christmas shopping on Lego.com, so they can get a gift with purchase. And we have another one. The set number 40563, Tribute to Lego House, with 583 pieces. This one's kind of wild because you need to purchase over $250, which I don't know if we ever had like capped that high for gifts.
I don't
with
think
purchase.
we have either. And I was trying to, like, when I saw this, I was already like talking to my friends. I'm like, hey, you guys want to buy any Lego? I just want one thing. It's a gift for purchase. I'll put in like $20. I'll buy my own thing, please. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's very expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me afraid
I mean,
for
the
things that we
future.
will not
Man,
talk
what-
about
what's,
today because
yeah.
there's still rumors, but it makes me very afraid for what I may have to pay to get future gift purchases.
It is really high.
I think this might be a bit of a special situation here.
It might be.
These are all like, for people who might not know, all the 5 little builds here are references to the Lego House exclusive sets they've done in the past. These are like mini versions of those. I don't know like why that's the gift of purchase right now, but it's
It's a bit bizarre, but they're really nice
It's
little
still
models.
like it's
It
still
seems-
anniversary time
yeah,
vibes.
it's probably.
Yeah.
It seems like it's some kind of special occasion thing, which is might be why the price is that high.
They're just in like celebratory mode, so like stuff is gonna
Big
probably still
money.
be trickling out that's in celebratory mode.
Yeah.
I really
These
wanted
are,
like the big dinosaur set, but
It's
It's
part of
big.
the VIP event Black Friday, Cyber Monday too. So that might be something.
Oh, lovely Black Friday.
I'm sorry, Messa. I'm sorry.
Morgan 6 a.m. on Black Friday.
Same,
Oh, no.
bro. High five.
Oh man, I'm not.
It's so epic.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of getting trampled, Leo. What'd you say?
We love getting trampled. It's fun times.
Just don't stand at the door. You'll be fine.
That's all I really gotta say about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Cool.
really have too much either.
It's
the duck's very
cool.
fun.
Cute.
I
The
always like
duck's
the duck.
cool. I wish I could have it. I'm terrified for the future.
I'm not paying $250 pretty much.
You
here.
could probably bricklink the parts for it.
Yeah, but you won't have the
Probably.
nameplate.
You don't have the
Zach.
printed nameplates. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Oh,
so that's pretty
no.
much it. I think everything.
Everything else is obtainable. Aside from,
Probably, yeah.
I guess, printed
But
parts.
how will somebody know that this pile of bricks is the Lego house, or that the dinosaurs are dinosaurs, Zach? It's hard to tell.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
I
all
think
got.
that's about it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you had a good time, and see you again for more BrickFeed in the future. I've been Sakota.
I've been Meso, hater of Hulkbuster.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Starbreaker.
And thank you all so much for watching.
Bye.